Right, this next bit is regulating firms and individuals. It's basically the main easy pages 114 to 123, yeah? Yeah. Now, I think we've said this bit of this already, but when you're a firm, you need to be regulated, and what you need is to be authorized. So we already know this from what we said earlier. Financial services firms need to be authorized, and they are granted permission to deal in certain regulated areas, which are very much the PIMPs, yeah, that we looked at earlier. But what it's called is Part 4 permission to trade. Part 4 comes from the original Financial Services and Markets Act, because you had to apply, you see, as a firm to the FCA, and they would say you've now got Part 4 permission to trade in the following areas, whether it's protection or investment, mortgage or savings. And carrying out regulated activities without authorization, it's a criminal offence. So if we try to set up a mortgage brokerage today, and the three of us or four of us start giving mortgage advice and saying, yeah, I think you should do a 2-year fix with the Nationwide, that's a criminal offence, and it's called general prohibition. What it means, general prohibition, it means that you're prohibited from giving financial advice on a regulated product unless your firm is authorised and you are approved. Yeah. Now, there is quite a broad set of regulated activities and investment for which firms need permission. And as you go down, you can see what specific institutions it is. Who do you think accepts deposits?
Banks and building societies.
Yeah. So they need to be obviously authorised, and the activity is accepting it. Affecting and carrying out insurance contracts, including funeral plans. If they ever ask about, funeral plans, they are life assurance-based products, so they are regulated. Don't think for anything different than that. Dealing and arranging investments, managing investments, establishing and operating a collective investment scheme. Well, we know. Yeah, that's the key word's investment, isn't it? First, the key word, and the second one's insurance. Bottom, establishing a stakeholder pension. It's a pension, isn't it? It's in the PIMS. That's going to be a regulated activity if you're advising on it or administrating it. Obviously, again, other regulated activities, advising on investments, mortgages, yeah, that's in the PIMS, isn't it? Mortgage lending and admin, advising and arranging mortgages, advising and arranging general insurance, entering into or exercising rights under consumer credit. We have mentioned that, and I know Sophie will know what it is, but what's an example of consumer credit? But I think I did ask this yesterday, but sometimes people get it muddled up.
Credit cards,
personal loans, yeah.
shopping, online cards.
Yeah. Overdrafts come under consumer credit as well. Store cards do as well, don't they? And then debt counselling, which is a newie. That's why it's in bold. What it is, you see, the debt counselling overlaps into the consumer credit bit. When you get in a bit of a muddle with, you're taking out credit or loan, you can get debt counselling, how to sort it out. But those debt counselling companies, sometimes it could be debt management as well, yeah? You need to be regulated under FCA, yeah? Regulated investment, really this repeats a little bit, because really this is the activities with the investments and products. This is more what the products are. Investments are. So deposits, e-money, insurance contracts, shares, company bonds, debentures, warrants, local authority stock bonds, unit trusts, stakeholder pensions, options, futures, mortgage contracts. I'll be honest with you, we've done all of those in Unit 1. So they are all regulated. And if you advise on them, minister them, or give advice, your firm needs Part 4A permission to trade, because they're regulated products. I mean, really, the PIMS I did earlier, protection, investment, mortgage, pension, savings, is a really decent mnemonic. I know it's a silly name, it's a bit of a dodgy name, isn't it? But people remember it because it sums up everything that's on that page. Yeah. Is everyone clear sort of what's regulated and supposed to, what isn't? I think sometimes people don't think that one is the debt counselling, but I think what it is, the debt counselling is more to do with debt management. But some debt management firms can help you out to, repay loans and credit if you can't, or you've got bad credit even, yeah. Right, I think just before we go on to senior management regime, we'll just do a couple of other areas we've been looking at. I'll just go into the again. Well, let's go at that one first of all, I think. But basically, under the definitions of what's called market abuse, which the following will be specifically covered. So just have a look at what you think. I mean, the other way, the name for that really is stock market abuse. Which one do you think there might be a bit of stock market abuse going on?
Insider dealing.
With it be, yeah, and yeah, it is insider dealing because what you're doing, you're getting insider info, and you're making a bit of money from shares on the stock market, aren't you? Yeah. I mean, it's a broad term, market abuse. It can include market manipulation where you're lying. I mean, that could be a director of companies lying about, the company you're doing, and you manipulate the actual share price on it. Yeah. Naughty. Do this here as well. To me, get that one. It's not quite the same as what we've just sort of talked about, but it says firm providing debt counselling services on a commercial basis where they give advice and obviously receive a fee will need to be authorised by who? So a little look at that and see which one you think it is.
I want to say A or D.
So which one do you think? It is A actually, because I think when people look at that, they think it could be a bit of both really, but just for that debt counselling bit, you do need to get the FCA permission, yeah. So yeah, it's FCA and for specific permission. It's not a specific permission, that's what they call it. So we can give, debt counselling services. Right, we'll just go back to the slides again. Yeah, this is the senior managers regime. I think what it is with the senior managers, the FCA certainly had their eye on them after the credit crunch because a lot of the chief execs and directors, because of their bad decisions, it resulted in, Lloyd's Banking Group, Halifax, Royal Bank of NatWest going bust. So basically, the Financial Services Act 2013, but it was called, in brackets, reform, introduced a new regime for those individuals carrying out senior management function. It applies to individuals carrying out senior management function to take decisions on how the firm is run. It's relevant to banks, building societies, credit unions, and UK incorporated and PRA designated investment firms as well. So big investment firms would also be covered. Yeah, senior managers are to be held to account for any business decisions they make and any failures to meet regulatory requirements. So they can be held now individually accountable for their business decisions, which was never there before. Yeah, to an employee, you might just leave the business and do a disappearing act. FCA and PRA can now prosecute if senior managers have taken a decision that causes a business to fail. You've got to be a bit careful with that state. You know, a business might be rubbish anyway, and it goes bust, and they say, right, let's put him in prison. Well, yeah, what they're getting at there is if the business fails because you have been reckless, you've taken too much risk, you've made really bad decisions, yeah, they could prosecute you. But yeah, you've got to be a bit careful with a bit of a wide statement that. And it's wide because if you did get prosecuted, you could get maximum 7 years in prison and or an unlimited fine. Yeah. So that would be quite serious. It'd probably be that scenario where you think, right, we're going to do it and we don't really care. As long as we make enough profit, I'm not interested if it causes risk, if consumers lose out. Tough. If the bank goes bust, tough, because we're taking a risk. Won't go bust anyway, we're going to make the profit. You know, people who are quite headstrong like that, it would apply to people like that. It was introduced on the 7th of March 16 for the banks, building societies and credit unions, for all other financial firms on the 9th of December 19. So you don't really need to remember the dates there, just remember the senior management regime. It's very much in place now, yeah, that's probably the easiest way to think about it. Very much you've got to be careful as a senior manager what you do, yeah. Whatever decision you make, it's got to be a good one. You can be held responsible personally for your decisions. Really, if you were reckless, taking too much risk, not taking enough care and the business failed, you could 7 years in prison and or unlimited fine, yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. You've just caught a glimpse of topic 18 from our comprehensive CeMAP 1 virtual classroom training, designed to support learners on their journey to becoming qualified mortgage advisors. For more in-depth information about the qualification and the responsibilities of a mortgage advisor, check out our other videos. You'll find links conveniently located in the description below, or you can simply visit our website at www.cemap123.co.uk. And don't miss out on valuable insights. Subscribe to the Futuretrend YouTube channel and turn on post notifications. This way, you'll be the first to know when our upcoming CeMAP videos are released. Let's shape your future in mortgage advice together. Futuretrend Financial Training, accredited CeMAP learning and support provider for the LIBF.